Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Hadi Akim Ruslan. So, as the representative from Group 12, I'm gonna be talking about the facts of the case, which is the case named in written So Sim, deceased, Chan Lam Kyong, and others, versus Tan Sao Kyong and three others. So, Tan So Sim, the individual passed away in case known as the Tan So Sim 1951 MLJ 21 had three sisters. So, their mother was previously wed to a man named Tan Ah Tai, and the couple shared four children together. So, after Tan Ah Tai passed away, she wed Ko Kim Hwat and went on to have two boys and five daughters after the union. And the social and the amicable relationship between the Tan and Ko children continued throughout their childhoods. So, so this Tan So Sim, she got married, but because they did not have any biological children, they decided to adopt four children instead. So Tan Bo Ki became her husband Chan's second wife after he married another woman. So Tan So Sim was too ill to write a will when she was on her deathbed. So all of the Ku and Tan children signed a document that was drafted by a lawyer. In the document, they renounced all claims to Tan's estate in favor of the four adopted children and Tan Bu Ki. Tan So Sim passed away shortly after signing the document. So this Tan Bu Ki revealed to them that this was Tan So Sim's willful, one for his legacy to be carried out. So Tan So Sim passed away without regaining consciousness before her death. During the process of dividing up Tan's inheritance, the validity of the document that had been signed came up as a concern. It was argued whether the document in question should be regarded as a contract, whether it is in accordance with Section 26A of the Contracts Malay State Ordinance 1950. So let's move on to the video explaining about our case. See ya.
Case number MLJ 21 1951. Tan Sok Sim and ORS versus Tan Sao KEOW. Everyone, please be seated. Thank you. The offense, you may continue. Thank you. Okay, everyone. Reviewing back about the case, a mother who was about to pass away declared that her 4 adopted children would receive entirety of her property. The court ruled that adopted children claims were ineffective because they have violated Section 26A. Additionally, the adopted Chinese children can also not be regarded or held as being close or in close relations either to the uncles or the aunts of the adoptive mother. According to the law, consideration can only be regarded as valid if certain conditions are fulfilled or complied with the Contract Act 1950 in Malaysia. Consideration must be of a value, at least to the parties, and it is exchanged for the performance or promise of performance by the other party. Such performance itself is consideration. In a contract, consideration, the thing given, is exchanged for another consideration. Contracts may be unenforceable or rescindable, undone by rescission for failure of consideration when the intended consideration is damaged or destroyed, or performance is not made properly. Moreover, arguments that are made out of a natural love and affection would only be binding in Malaysia if the prerequisite of Section 26A are satisfied. Prerequisites of 26A are that contract must be in a writing, that it needs to be registered if applicable, and that the parties have relation with each other. First and foremost, the claims that were made by them were not in writing. This can be seen from the situation where the mother who was about to pass away expressed her wish orally to the adopted children, and as for that there is an absence of writing agreement. As for the second requirement, it seems to be unnecessary, as registration of agreements made out of love and affection are absent within Malaysia. Furthermore, the court will decide in close relations conditions based on the situation that will be applied, as cultures and social norms are different from one another. To add on that, there was no way any natural affection between children, any natural affection between the parties involved, given that the 4 children were adopted and had no biological relations with the mother. The court further ruled that the Chinese adopted children could not be considered in close relations with any of the adoptive mother's uncles or aunts. My decision is final. This case is dismissed.
In our opinion, we do agree with the court decision to reject the appeal. This is mostly because of the question whether the document created by the solicitor constitutes or can be considered a contract or not. This is because an agreement requires writing of the promises made by either of the parties as well as the promises, and is simply not enough for the promises to become an agreement, as it lacks validity. The Court of Appeal declared that the enclosed relations conditions must be used on the cultures or norms of the Chinese, which resulting in the rejection of appeal for the 4 adopted children. And then, from the Islamic perspective view, adopted children cannot inherit the wealth of their adoptive parents. This is due to the accordance with Faraid law, as the adopted children do not have any blood ties with the parents. However, that does not mean that the parents cannot leave them with anything. This is because, from the perspective of the Sharia, the parent can write a will and put any amount of money that they desire, as long as the money has not exceeded more than 1/3 of it. Relating back to the case, the parent, which is in this case Tan So Sim, must already write her will long before she is fatally ill. This is to ensure that no confusion can be created as well as unnecessary dispute in order to claim their rights among the family members after she has passed away.